and welcome to Sai-Cology with me, Saira. Today is the second and final installment in our topic, personalities. In specific, we'll be talking about the changing mind.
You could change everything tonight. This is your chance to do something right.
First, let's look at our self-concept. This is how someone thinks about themselves. The two parts of this is 1, our idea of existing and our identities as an individual being. And 2 is our categorical self that helps us fit into society by saying I am X race, Y gender, Z sexual orientation, however many years old, and whatever hair color, etc. When you ask someone, who am I, you get answers that are either a physical description, a social role, a personality trait, or an existential abstract concept like I'm a human. Our self-concept is linked to our self-esteem or worth, which is how much we like, accept, or value ourselves. The 4 major factors that influence our self-esteem are how others react to us, how we compare to others, our social roles and the attitudes around that, and our identification with other groups as well as our parents' influence. So, we have how we see ourselves and we have our ideal selves, which is who we want to be. When those things don't match up, it creates cognitive dissonance. In order for us to become self-actualized or our best selves, these things have to be in congruence, or not in cognitive dissonance. Congruence can be fostered by having unconditional parental love. Incongruence starts in childhood, when conditional love from parents forces kids to distort their memories in order to feel worthy of love and acceptance. So, to make someone have a better self-image, try to give them unconditional love and acceptance. Cognitive dissonance, or our beliefs compared to our actions, can be solved in 4 ways. First, you can change the behavior or the thought, such as, don't eat any more sweets. You tell yourself this, and you do it. Second, you can justify it by changing your thought by saying, oh, today's my cheat day. Third, you can justify the behavior by adding new thoughts, such as, oh, I'll work out more to balance this cookie I'm eating. Or you can just deny information that conflicts with your beliefs by saying, chocolate is healthy. Finding an effective way to increase or reduce cognitive dissonance is a way to change someone's beliefs or actions. Next are 6 ways to increase prosocial or helpful behavior, but these can be applied to helping increase any kind of desired behavior. First, reduce ambiguity. People are more likely to follow clear, direct instructions than lofty goals. 2, increase the internal motivation. People want to do things that they want to do. If you feel incentivized with money or some other reward, it'll make your internal motivation decrease since you have the justification of the incentive as to why you're doing the action. So, the desire to change really has to come from within. Third, you have to make this desired behavior normal. You have to show them real-life models of successes and people who exemplify this behavior. Fourth, make people more aware to when this behavior happens. Point it out so that they know that it happens all the time. Fifth, be direct with the responsibility, that it is up to them, not a group, to change their behavior. Sixth, you have to promote identification. This can be used by using verbs over nouns, calling someone a voter or a dieter rather than someone who votes or someone who eats healthy can integrate this action into their identity and their sense of self. So, by understanding these principles, you can have the power to change what people believe and how they act, thus changing their self-image and personality. But there's a caution here. We have a built-in aversion to changing. We like the status quo and look for reinforcers of it before we look for signs that we need to change. Again, this is just like minds. We like the familiar and the safe. So, how can we ease change? First, warn people or ease them into it. We don't like unexpected change. This is why New Year's is a great cover to become a new you. Using milestones as fronts for big changes can help people prepare and accept the reasoning for changes. Next, be clear in exactly what is going to change and how. Third, let there be a transition period to allow for adjusting and reduce the feeling of helplessness. Also, let people know that you want their feedback and you're addressing or fixing specific issues from the past so that they understand the reasoning behind this change. So, to put this into practice, let's say you want to start traveling the world more, but your family and friends aren't a fan of that idea. So, first, pick some sort of milestone to indicate a new chapter in your life. Say a birthday, graduation, new year, new season. It's summer, it's time to travel. Things like that. Second, be clear by saying that you'll be traveling for this distance, for this amount of time. Give them clear details so they know how to contact you and they feel a little bit more sense of control. Then, ease your way into it. First go on shorter trips and eventually build up to longer trips so they can get used to the idea of you going to travel. Finally, you can ask them for ideas of where to go or how long, what worked with their schedule. And then say that you wanted to do this because of their feedback, because they told you that you need to broaden your horizons, experience new things. I know this example might not be the best, but hopefully it helps you see how this could work with other big changes in your life. Today we talked about the self and how to use the difference between how people see themselves and how they want to be in order to help change behavior and thought. Then we talked about ways to increase a specific behavior. And lastly, we talked about how to ease people into change. Next week, we'll get even more into the mind and talk about how to control what people think. Until then, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you won't miss the next episode. And comment down below any questions, thoughts, or experiences you have. Also, be sure to check out my sources and other cool psychology resources, as well as the previous Sai-Cology episodes. Thanks for watching, and behave yourself.